Joseph and Victoria Ulma were simple farming people raising their 6 children in the small town of Markowa in southeastern Poland. A family of deep prayer, they were extremely active in the local parish church of St. Dorothy and participated in many church organizations, helping out wherever they could. Most of their neighbors were Catholic parishioners like themselves, but there were also a few families who did not belong to St. Dorothy's because they were different. They were Jewish. To some people, differences mattered a great deal. Not to the Ulmas. To them, every person born was a child of God, and thus a sister or brother to them. Poland in those days was occupied by the brutal Nazi regime. In the summer of 1942, the occupying forces deported Jewish families from the region. They were different. They had to go. People watched in horror, knowing that this was only the beginning. The other Jewish people began to hide out in the forests and fields. Some weeks later, one of these families, a man and his 4 sons, came knocking at the door of the Ulma home. They were frightened. Without hesitation, the Ulmas offered them their attic as a hiding place. Soon after, 2 young Jewish women and a girl knocked on the door, and they too were given shelter. For the next 20 months, these 8 people hid in the attic of the Ulma home. As people who were different, they had no place to go. They were unclean, unwelcome, unloved, except by the Ulmas. This family knew fully well the tremendous risk they were taking, but their consciences would not allow them to do otherwise. Just before dawn, on March 24th, 1944, police surrounded the Ulma house, searched it, and discovered the 8 people in the attic. One by one, all of them were shot. Then the police killed Joseph and Victoria as well. While all of this was happening, the very pregnant Victoria went into labor, and a new child was born just as its mother was being murdered. It too died. The children began screaming at the sight of their parents' fate, and the police turned their guns on them as well. Within minutes, 17 people were killed. All because some of them were seen as different, unclean, unacceptable, and the others dared to love them despite their differences. On September 10th, 2023, Pope Francis beatified the entire Ulma family as martyrs, something quite unique in the history of the Church. Cardinal Semerano presided over the ceremonies in Markowa, in the presence of a large crowd of people, including the chief rabbi of Poland. In a moving address, the cardinal also commemorated the names of the Jewish family loved by them, saved by them, and eventually murdered with them. The Holy Father pleaded that the world follow their heroic example of goodness and service towards all those in need. This family had, he said, countered the hatred and violence which characterized that time with evangelical love. On the 60th anniversary of their martyrdom, a stone memorial was dedicated in their village. On it may be read the words, "Saving the lives of others, they laid down their own lives. Hiding 8 elder brothers and sisters in faith, they died with them. May their sacrifice be a call for respect and love for every human being." This remarkable family's supreme sacrifice for others, their loving and unhesitating embrace of those considered different, other, unacceptable, unwanted, was not something born in the night those fearful families came knocking at their door. It was born of a deep conviction flowing from their faith. In their family Bible, one word was underlined, the word Samaritan. That word that describes all those despised and outcasts by society, all the lepers and unwanted and unloved of every age. Alongside that word was written, yes. Their love, their sacrifice was a conscious choice. Because of what they believed, because of their love for a Christ who dared to love the outcast, this family could not have chosen otherwise. Can we say the same?